Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching this recording from. Yeah, so today I'm going to be speaking on what I title Enable Just in Time Access on VM, which is virtual machine in Microsoft Azure, enabling just in time access on VM in Azure. So quickly before we start, I have just a slide. I'll sort of briefly explain what just in time is before we go into our demo. Now, just in time can be used to grant access to virtual machine precisely when it is necessary on the required ports and for the duration needed. Just-in-time access enable you to request elevated access to a managed application resources for troubleshooting or maintenance. Now, if you look at this just in time, this just from the word just in time simply means that you just request for access to a virtual machine at a particular time when it is needed. So when you enable just in time on your virtual machine, it gives you access to that virtual machine for this particular duration stated during the configuration of this just in time access. It said you can use Microsoft Defender for cloud just in time access to protect Azure virtual machine from unauthorized network. Now, let's look at VM that are supported. We have we said VMs deployed through Azure Resource Manager, VM protected by Azure Firewall on the same VNet as the VM. Now, prerequisites. Now, just in time require Microsoft Defender for Server Plan 2 to be enabled on the subscription, which means that this plan has to be enabled on your subscription. So if you are the owner of that particular thing, so you can what you can enable it on that subscription before you can start making use of it. And the permission you can acquire, which is the read and security road permission. Now, what are the benefits of this just in time? That protect your server and VM from brute force protect what your server and VM from brute force. Now it protects your Azure virtual machine from unauthorized network access. So that is this benefit of the just-in-time access. Now, lastly, it allows to your VM only when the access is needed on the ports needed and for a period that is needed. So, which means that it's also apply for if it's just 1 hour, you state it there. If it's 2 hours, you state it. If it's 3 hours, you state it. But that particular person will have access for just that particular point in time that is needed. Okay. So quickly, let's quickly move on to our demo. So I'm going to open my portal, which is the Azure portal. So to open your Azure portal, normally you just go and then your you just go and type portal.azure.com. Portal.azure.com. So this is my portal open here. And so for us to deploy this just-in-time access, the first thing you need to do is to create your resource group. You create your resource group. And you know that your resource group is what housing all your resources. What's housing whatsoever you created in your Azure. So to do that, you once you open your portal, you can go to where you have search for resources and type resource group, or you might pin it by the side of the screen. So when you type resource group here, yep. So you come up here, you click on this create, you click on create. Yeah. Then here you choose your subscription. You choose the subscription you want to use. It depends on the kind of subscription you have. So I'm going to choose this subscription and then I will give it a name. Let me just give it uh just in time. Just in time underscore RG. Yeah. Just in time underscore RG. So and then you choose your region. For the purpose of this demo, I'm going to leave it at East, East US region. And then you click on your next, next, and then straight away you have the validation has been passed, and you hit your rate, you hit your crate. So when you do that now, the resource group has been created, so we can go here and then look for that particular resource group just to be sure that it has been created. So this is my resource group here. Click on it. So you can see I don't have any resources inside this particular resource group. So now the next thing is for me to create my VM, my virtual machine. So to do that, you just apply the same logic. Just come up here where you have your resources, click on search resources, and you type virtual machine. So click on that and you click on your virtual uh, machines, and then you come up here and you click on rates. Now, when you do that, make sure you select that same subscription where you create your resource group. So make sure you select that same subscription. Don't forget, in case if you have multiple subscriptions, so make sure you select that particular subscription. And then you come up here and choose your resource group. Now we are now going to look for that resource group we just created. So this is the resource group. Click on it. So this is my resource group I created. Like I said, resource group is what we're housing all your resources. You know that it's what housing all what your resources you create in your Azure environment. So here you now give it your virtual machine name. I'm just going to give it that same name. Let me just give it just, or let me just abbreviate it, just in time VM. Yep. So I'll just give it just in time VM. And then here, the region, I'll leave it at this region. Then here, where you have your availability option, come up here and I'll click on no infrastructure redundancy required. The reason why I'm choosing this is because of the purpose of this training. If it's in the production, you need to come up here and choose your availability what option. For the purpose of this training, I will choose no infrastructure redundancy. Then here, I will come up here now and click on my virtual machine. So I'm going to be using uh, the Windows Server 2019 data center, Windows Server. So click on that and you come down here and you give it your username. I can give it the same name. Let me just say uh, just in time, or let me just give it this not to conflict. My just in time. Yeah, yep. So I think that name is good. So you can see I've passed that. So here you create your password. You create your password. Remember that if you are creating your password, it's good to note it down so that you don't forget. Because once you forget your password, you need to start troubleshooting how to recover that password back. So I will just come up here and then create my password. Yep. So confirm that same password again, and then you click on your next here, you click on next. Now under this my disk here, like I said, for the purpose of this for the purpose of this training, I'll come up here and just click on the SSD standard. So you can use premium. So, but because I just want to minimize cost, it's just for a training purpose. But in production, you can leave it at this premium SSD. So I will just use the standard, click on that, and then I'll click on next networking. This one, I'll just leave it the way it is. Just leave it the way it is, and then click on next again. Yeah, yes, all these. Yeah, I will leave this, just leave my default settings. Click on your next again. Now, under this monitoring, where you have this diagnostic, now I will say disable diagnostic because I don't really need that. So click on next, and then click on your next again, and then you hit your preview plus create. Click on that, and definitely it will pass through some validation. And if it passed, yeah, can you see it now? Validation is passed. So now I can now create that virtual machine. Just click on your create. So once you do that now, so my virtual machine is going to be created for me. I think at times it takes close to maybe like 2, 3 minutes or 5 minutes to get created. Because I don't want this video to be too long, I'm going to pause this and then come back when it is done. Yep, you are welcome back. Now you can see my deployment is now completed. It is now complete. Yeah, so I finished deploying that particular uh, virtual machine. So once you do that, now click on go to resource. Click on go to resource. So when you click on that now let me click on my resource group now. Before I come back here, let me just duplicate a tab. Right click here and just say duplicate. Um, Yeah, so here I can click on my resource group and then locate that particular resource. Just I just want to show you what has been created in there. This is my resource group. So you can see what has been created inside my resource group. You can see you have your virtual machine, you have your public IP, you have the network security group, and you have the virtual network, you have the network interface, and you have the DIX. So all this has been deployed for me in my resource uh, group. Now, before I enable that just in time, there's something I really want to show you so that you see how this thing works. Now, if you come up here now, you click on this now. This way you have this your network security group. This is my network security group. I want to show you something. If you click on this network security group here, you can see from here now where you have inbound security rule. You can see here we have the RDP. The RDP here is open. So which means that I can remote into what this machine. I can enter into this. I can what enter gain access what into this machine. But immediately we apply our just in time access on this virtual machine, you will see that this particular one will now be what it will be disabled. So now let me go back to this tab here now. Now, this is my virtual machine here. This is the virtual machine I created here. So if you come down here, you just scroll down here and locate configuration. Configuration. So let's scroll down. That configuration is found under settings. This is your settings here. You can see configuration. You click on that. So when you click on your configuration, you can see here you have enable just in time. Now, the reason why I have this is because I have enabled, I have allowed that just in time access first before, which means that I've enabled it on my subscription. So if you are just doing it for the first time on your tenant, it might not be enabled. So you need to what? You need to enable that particular feature. You understand? So once you do that, once you enable that just in time on your subscription, then you're able to what? To see this particular thing. So here now, I will now click on enable just in time on this particular VM. So click on that. Yep. So can you see that I said just in time access successfully what enabled? Can you see that now? It has been enabled. Now let me now go back to that my network um group. Now this is it. Click on this tab now. Come back to this place here now. Now, if you come back here now, if I refresh here now, so can you see what happened now? Can you see now on this place now? You can see you now have your Microsoft Defender for Cloud. Microsoft Defender for Cloud is now sitting on that inbound security rule. So which means that if I want to now RDP into this machine now, I can't do that at the moment, not until when I am done. So you can see now here is showing what deny. And remember that here, this priority here, it will take the least priority is the one that will take uh that will, I mean, that that will be the one that, I mean, that will go forward. So you can see it's enabled here. So now if I now go back, and let me go back again now on my virtual machine. Now remember that I've enabled that is successful. So now I need to now continue. So come up here and click on your Open Microsoft Defender for Cloud. Click on this, Open Microsoft Defender for Cloud. So when you open that from here, so can you see that particular virtual machine that we enabled that just in time on it? So click on this here, click on that, and then you come to this place here, click on this your ellipse, and then you click on your properties. But before that, let me click on this edit. Now when you click on this edit here, you can add more ports that you want to enable this just in time on. You can see now you can what add what more ports by just click on this add here, but I'm not uh doing that. So let me go back here. So when you go back, sorry, let me just go back. Yeah. So when you come back to this place here, here you can see you have activities log. So you can check your activities log. If you click on that activities log now, it will tell you how what is happening on that at the back end of that particular virtual machine. Can you see it now? So that is what that activities log does, which is very important for you to see what is happening to your virtual machine. So click on this place here and now click on properties now. Sorry, go back. Yeah. So once you do that, once you check this, once you click on this, can you see now? I want to show you something now. If I uncheck this, nothing is happening. If I check it back, you can see it here now. You can see you have request access. You see? But if you don't check that particular VM, nothing is happening. So when you click on that, then you will see that this request access is now enabled. So you click on that. Once you do that, then you switch this on because it's already off. So you switch it on, you put it on, and then here you can now adjust your time range. If you want 2 hours, you move down. If you want it to be 1 hour, you move down. You can see it now. You can adjust the time range. Let me just leave it at this 1 hour, and then I will now click on open ports. Can you see that? Click on what? Open ports. So click on that. So once you now click on your open ports, then you go back again to your virtual machine. Just click on virtual machine, or you click on this to go back to your configuration. And click on go back to your configuration. Now, once you now do that, now I want to RDP into this virtual machine. Now, before I do that, now let me go back to this my network security group. Now, click on this and refresh this particular tab. You will now see what happens. So can you see now? Can you see that this particular port now is now enabled, but now it's now sitting on what? On the Microsoft Defender for Cloud. So which means that this your virtual machine is now protected. See, Ibrahim, is what is being secured. Nobody can gain access into it if you don't give them that particular word access. Why? Because what the just in time word has been enabled on what on this virtual machine. Can you see that? So now let me go back to my virtual machine. Click on this tab again. Now this is my virtual machine. Now I now need to request to gain access to that virtual machine. I need to what? I need to send up my request. So go back to your virtual machine. Let me click on that. So when you click on this, now this is my virtual machine. Click on it. Now I want to RDP. Come up here. You click on this, your connect. So when you now click on connect, here you now click on say request access. Can you see it now? I cannot just enter into this virtual machine until I have to what? I have to request what? Access. So click on this your request access. Once you do that, click on request here, and then it will now go and start processing that request. Can you see it now? It said request has now been what? Approved. Request has now what? Has now been uh approved. So once you do that, then you can now come up here and click on this your download RDP. Once you do that, you download the RDP file. Yeah, this is it. Click on it, and then I will open it. It's open here on my other screen. Now this is it. Now click on connect. Yeah, here, and then you put in your password. That password you created. Put in the password. Let me get my password. Put the password. And then click on OK. On yes. So now my virtual machine is now being processed for me to use. Can you see now? So that is how you enable your just-in-time access. Now let me just go into that virtual machine. Let me wait for it to finish processing. Yep. Uh, yes. Yes. So now this is the virtual machine that has now what been deployed, but it is now under what just in time access. Just in time access is enabled what on this particular what virtual machine. So you just whoever you are giving this virtual machine has that virtual machine at that particular period of time. So this enable your virtual machine what to be secured. So you know that your virtual machine was is in safe hands. So if anything is just happening, you can just go back there and what and withdraw that particular request. Now let's check our activities log back on our portal. So if I come back here again, here I will click on my configuration, open Microsoft Defender for cloud, then come back here, check this, come up here and click on my activities log. So can you see that now? Can you see that it what all activities on that particular virtual watch machine? This is when we request for it, it accepted and all those things. So can you see it now? So see everything just in time uh video to thank you for taking your time to watch this video. In light of this, I would like to extend humble request if you haven't already. Would like we will be honored if you would just hit the subscribe button and become part of our growing family. Subscribing not only to ensure you never miss on any of our latest upload, but also to help us reach more like-minded individual who may value our content. Once again, thank you for thank you for liking, thank you for watching this video, and we do hope to see you next time. Thank you and bye bye for now.